There's a lot of animals in this movie. I'm SirDinosaur from Planet X, and now it's time for a movie review. Okay, so it feels like we're back, because this is a Disney movie that starts out with the song. This one's called Great Spirits, and it's about the connectedness within the world. We get introduced to this Native American tribe. There are three brothers, Sitka the oldest, Denahi the middle one, and Kenai the youngest. Kenai gets given the totem of love from the village shaman Tanana, and he thinks getting the love totem isn't cool. Also, Denahi makes fun of him. Sitka says, "Hey man, the bear of love will probably end up being cool, just wait and see what happens." But Kenai would have rather got the wolf of wisdom like Denahi or the eagle of guidance like Sitka. Kenai gets into trouble because he improperly handles a basket full of salmon, so a bear shows up and wants the food. This turns into a fight, and Denahi is about to fall in an ice crevice. Kenai is trying to help Denahi, but he's vulnerable to the bear now, so Sitka sacrifices himself to save his brothers from the bear. The bear survives though. Denahi and Kenai go down to the water and find that Sitka is dead. Oh man. Kenai wants to go after the bear, but Denahi thinks that Sitka's death is Kenai's fault and he doesn't want to help. So Kenai goes off on his own to find the bear. He gets into a fight with it and eventually he kills the bear, but the spirits show up because they're not happy with Kenai's actions. Sitka's spirit arrives and accepts the bear, joining the other spirits, and he turns Kenai into a bear. Whoa! So when Denahi gets to the place where Kenai was, he doesn't find his human brother. He finds a bear. Dang. Kenai is all freaked out and he falls into the river. Tanana nurses him back to health, and Kenai learns that he's a bear and no human will understand anything he says because it all just sounds like bear growls. Tanana tells Kenai that if he wants to change back into a human, he's got to go talk to Sitka's spirit at the top of a mountain. Kenai realizes that he can understand other animals now, and there are lots of jokes about Kenai hearing things that other animals are saying. He finds these moose named Rut and Took. These moose are pretty goofy. Then Kenai is derping around and he gets caught in a trap, so this little bear named Koda finds and saves him. Kenai definitely thinks that Koda is annoying, but I have a feeling they're going to become friends. There's a problem though. Since Kenai looks like a bear, things go badly when he runs into Denahi. Kenai is like, "Hey Denahi, what up?" And Denahi's like, "You're an evil bear, I'ma kill you." So Kenai has to run away. So Kenai decides to stick with Koda and they make a deal. Kenai will take Koda to the salmon run where they might find Koda's missing mother, and then Koda will take Kenai to the mountain he needs to go to in order to turn back into a human. There's a song called "On My Way" that's sung by the guy who did the Tarzan songs. It's a nice song about two bears on the journey to reunite with the ones they love. They get joined by some woolly mammoths and other animals while they're walking around. There's an interesting moment afterwards where Kenai and Koda are trading stories, and Kenai is about to say that Sitka was killed by a bear, but instead he says Sitka was killed by a monster. Interesting. I think Kenai is realizing that bears aren't inherently bad, so he's trying to act like rationalize his hatred and stuff. It sounds unconvincing, in a good way I think. Then there's like a goofy part where the moose are playing a game of I Spy and all they spy is trees. Kenai and Koda get on each other's nerves and fight, but overall, Kenai seems to be seeing things in a different way. He sees a cave drawing of a human and a bear facing off, and Koda mentions how he thinks the humans are scary. It makes Kenai look at the whole situation like from a different angle. Bears can seem scary to humans, and humans can seem scary to bears. Then they get to this lava field, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, suddenly Denahi is there because he's hunting the bears, and he chases Kenai and Koda through the lava field. Then the bears get across this chasm, and Denahi is really upset. Kenai gets it twisted though, and he tries to tell Koda that bears are inherently violent, and Koda is like, what? He attacked us. And I think this is part of Kenai's learning process, honestly. Kenai and Denahi got an idea in their head about all bears being vicious monsters because they had an unfortunate encounter with one bear one time. It's good for him to hear an opposing point of view. Koda is teaching Kenai whether he realizes it or not. Then they get to the salmon run and all the bears are happy to see Koda and they're like, "Hey, who's this guy?" And Kenai is all freaked out by all the bears being there until there's a song called "Welcome" that is pretty self-explanatory, and Kenai starts to get more comfortable. Things are going well until the bears have story time. Kenai tells a story about their journey and he refers to Koda as his little brother, and it's nice. But Koda tells a story about his mom, and Kenai puts the pieces together and realizes that the bear who he killed in revenge for Sitka's death was Koda's mom. Oh man, this is a bad situation, you guys. Kenai has bonded with Koda, and now Koda's gonna have a blood feud with Kenai. What the heck are they gonna do about this? So Kenai runs off, Kota finds him, and of course he doesn't get why Kenai is upset. So to his credit, Kenai comes clean immediately. There's a sad song where the lyrics go, "Brother Bear, I let you down." And Kenai feels terrible and wishes he could go back in time and undo his mistake. Kota is really upset and runs off, so now the two have split up. Meanwhile, Denahi is freezing cold and wondering to himself, like, what the heck am I doing out here freezing my butt off and chasing after this bear anyway? Then he sees an eagle and thinks it's Sitka, and he follows the eagle. After that, we see the moose again as they find Kota. Gotta say, these moose guys are providing some much-needed comic relief right now. The moose guys have an argument in front of Kota, and one moose reminds the other moose that he loves him because they're brothers. And Kota is looking after them, wondering like, is there a way that he and Kenai can ever patch things up? Kenai follows after the Sitka eagle too, and he runs into Denahi. Looks like Sitka has brought the brothers back together. Seems like a risky move to me, since Denahi wants to kill the bear that he doesn't know is Kenai. So, like, what if Sitka's brothers kill each other? I guess Sitka has faith that they'll work it out somehow. So yeah, they fight right away, and Denahi's about to kill Kenai, but Kota knocks Denahi over and takes the spear. But Denahi gets the spear back, and Kenai is going after Kota to protect him, and Denahi puts his spear up to defend himself in like the exact same shot from earlier in the movie when Kenai killed Kota's mom. And I'm over here biting my nails, or dinosaur claws, thinking, oh no, is Kenai gonna die? But Sitka intervenes and turns Kenai back into a human so they all stop fighting. Whew. Thank goodness. So Kenai reunites with Denahi, but Kota is all confused and looks kind of sad. Kenai realizes that Kota needs an older brother, and Denahi gives his blessing, joking that Kenai looked better as a bear anyway. So Sitka is like, huh? Well, okay, sure. And Sitka turns Kenai back into a bear. Kota gets to hug his mama bear's spirit, and Kenai is in bear form now with two brothers, one older brother who's a human and one younger brother who's a bear. Then the humans assemble, and Tanana presides as Denahi brings Kenai and Kota to the ceremony, and they celebrate Kenai becoming a man, or a bear, or a man-bear. You guys get it. Kenai's a grown-up, and everyone is happy, and the eagle flies off like, my work here is done. It's a nice ending. This is a fun and thrilling movie about how characters from two worlds put their differences aside and learn how to love each other instead of continuing the cycle of revenge and violence and deepening their blood feud. I think this one is important too, in a different way than past Disney movies with similar themes, since what starts as a revenge story has a peaceful, happy ending, and also it's about humans and wild animals getting along, since animals can't speak human languages and vice versa, so it's tougher to communicate. So this movie is good for kids!